Let's begin today's class in child's pose. So coming down to your hands and knees and then sitting your hips back towards your heels. Arms can extend out in front of you or maybe overlap underneath your forehead. Give yourself a few moments at the beginning of class to tune into your breath and become present on your mat. Today we're going to boost our immune system and explore our body's natural way to heal itself. So one of the main reasons we get sick is from exhaustion. So we need to begin to tune into our bodies, listen to our bodies, take rests when we need them, and keep our defenses up so we don't get sick. We're going to move our body today in a way that helps to detox our body and get the white blood cells moving. Reducing stress can also help to increase our immune system. So be mindful to take breaks when you need, if you feel overstressed, to help bring your body into its optimal processing mode. Don't forget to eat healthy, as nutrition also strengthens our immune system. So we're going to begin in our child's pose, taking those breaths, breathing in and breathing out, maybe allowing our hips to sway a little left and right. You can get a little movement there through the lower body. And taking just a few breaths. And check in. Take a little head to toe check how we're feeling. How do our hands and our elbows and our shoulders feel through our neck, down our backs, through our hips, knees and feet. And then let's come up to all fours, bringing our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. And we're going to move through some cat-cows to loosen the spine. So we'll inhale, arch the back, looking forward, belly button pulled in, pelvis tilted. Exhale, round it up tall, pull the belly button in towards the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale into our cow. Exhale into cat. And just keep moving at that pace for your own body. And begin to get some movement through the torso. And keep inhale as we open the heart. Exhale as we contract. And let's come to a neutral spine. And we're going through some hip circles to get into that lower body. So just begin to rotate those hips in one direction, kind of like you're wagging your tail. And then go in the other direction. Now we're going to add our leg. So we're going to lift the right leg up behind us, coming into a, perpendicular position to the floor. And we're just going to draw circles with that hip. So bring in the knee down to meet the other knee, lift it out to the side, and then bring it back down again. So we're drawing a bigger circle with that hip. And still press both hands into the floor evenly. Be mindful we're not dumping the weight into that left hand. And then we're going to switch direction of that rotation. So whichever way you're going, go ahead and switch the direction and roll your hip in the other direction. And then let's pause in the center. Extend that leg straight out behind us, pausing in a extended leg pose. Reach the opposite arm out in front of us for spinal balance. Toes pointed towards the earth. Focus is down towards the ground. Nice strong spine. And let's drop the right knee back down to the floor. Take that left arm out to the left side. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to take that left arm and thread it underneath the right arm, coming all the way down to the left ear. Now we're going to reach those left fingertips as if you're reaching underneath the couch. So reach a little bit further so we can get behind that left shoulder blade. And if you want to press that right hand into the floor, you can roll that right shoulder up and back a little bit for a little bit more of a twist. Your choice how far you want to go into this posture to make it feel good for you. And let's come back up to all fours. Switching to the other side, let's extend the left leg behind us, bring it into that 90-degree angle, and hip circles on the other side. Again, knees come together, lift it out, draw in a circle. And then switching directions. And extending that leg out behind us, toes down, spinal balance. Right arm reaches forward, pause and breathe. And let's drop that left knee down to the floor this time. Right arm reaches out to the right side, reach and extend, and then exhale, thread the needle, right arm threads underneath the left, right ear comes down towards the ground. And again, reach those fingertips just a little bit further. Press into the floor, maybe rotate that left shoulder back. And come all the way back to all fours, sitting back into your child's pose. Really expand through those lungs as you breathe. Feel the rib cage expand left and right, and really inhale fully and exhale fully. 2 more big breaths here. And take a big inhale, and on your exhale, we'll tuck our toes under for downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Down dog is a great posture for all of our body systems, getting everything moving and flowing and reversing. And then from here, we're just going to shift forward into our plank 3 times, shift it back into dog. And again, plank, checking in, dog. 1 more time into plank, and back into dog. Now we're going to operate at the back of our mat a little bit today. So let's walk our hands backwards towards our feet this time, and pause in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Standing with our feet hip width apart, we're going to inhale into a half lift 3 times and fold. So inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold back into your forward fold. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Pause right here as we take our left hand and reach for the right ankle. So we're reaching for that opposite ankle. We're going to bring that right hand to the waist. So we're going to begin to twist through the body. So let's go ahead and bend that left knee, draw that right shoulder back, pull the heart forward, and add a gentle twist in our forward fold. Right arm can float up towards the sky if you like. Reaching up. And slowly bring it back down. Pause in your forward fold, both hands to the mat. And then right hand to left ankle. Left hand to the waist, or back of the hip. Bending the right knee this time, open and twist. And maybe floating that left arm up to the sky. And back down into your forward fold, both hands down. Pause in your ragdoll, maybe swaying a little left and right, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Settling into the center, and slowly relax. And then gently bringing ourselves all the way up to stand, coming into a tall mountain pose, bringing our feet under our hips, finding our body's alignment, working from the ground all the way up, belly button pulled in and up, heart is open, crown of the head up towards the sky, and just pause and listen. Maybe close your eyes. Now, while we're standing, we're just going to do a little washout. So we're going to stimulate our kidneys. So separate your feet a little bit wider apart. And we're just going to allow our arms to, think of like a washing machine, right? Those arms are going to be out to our side. And we're just going to allow our body to twist to the right. The back of that right hand is going to hit the back of our left kidney as that left arm wraps around our waist. And then we'll go to the other side. Back of that left hand hits the right kidney as the right arm wraps around the waist. And then just allow your body to kind of sway left and right. Allow to rock yourself on your feet left and right. Just doing a little washout and a little stimulation of those organs. Just for a couple breaths here. right? Stimulating everything before we move a little further into our practice today. Just a few more. And then slowly slow it down depending on how fast you're going to move back into our mountain pose. And still standing at the back of our mat, we're going to move into a sun salutation variation. So we'll go through it a little slowly the first time, as we are going to move a little bit differently than we're probably used to. A little surrender sun salutation. So let's inhale the arms up into an extended mountain pose. Open the heart and lift. We're going to exhale. We're only going to fold halfway down. So exhale, sweep those arms by your sides as you pause in that halfway lift. We'll inhale and lengthen here. So reach the crown of the head forward. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold the body all the way down into your forward fold. As I said, we're going to work through the back of our mats today. So now we're going to walk our hands forward into our plank pose. Pause in our plank. And then we're going to exhale, lower down to our bellies. We're going to hit Cobra today to help activate our thyroid and our metabolism. So lift into Cobra, pull the heart forward, draw the shoulders back. And then we're going to exhale as we press ourselves back into a heel sitting pose. So press up, come all the way back as we sit our hips all the way down to our heels. Hands come behind the feet as we lift the heart open. And then we're going to exhale into a forward fold. So bring the hands forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again a little faster. Inhale, arms up, extended mountain. Exhale, sweep it down into that halfway fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold it down, walk it all the way forward into our plank pose. Lower down to the floor. Inhale into our Cobra. Exhale into heel sitting, hips go back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, lift it up, open the heart. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, release it down, walk it forward into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, press it back for heel sitting. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring it all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center and pause. And just pause here for just a moment. Notice how our body feels. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, let's bring it into that forward fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's walk it back out into our plank pose and pause. We're going to come into a lunge. So let's lift that right leg up for a three-legged plank, that is. And bring that right foot forward all the way into a nice low lunge. Turn the heart forward, sink the hips down, back knee can drop if you like. Let's reach that right arm up for a gentle twist. So we're going to take this a little bit deeper in a minute, but just checking in to see how our hip flexors and how our hips feel. Exhale, release the hand down, step it back into your plank. Left leg lifts, three-legged plank. Bring the foot forward, lunge on the other side. Maybe drop the knee. Let's open up for a twist. Left arm floats up. And hand comes down. Step it back into your plank pose. Let's go ahead and pause in a chaturanga here. You can drop the knees if you like. Hug the elbows in, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Another breath here. And let's walk our feet forward to the top of our mats, forward fold. And bring our body all the way up to stand. So we're going to do a little balancing to start, or sooner than we usually do. So let's start with our tree pose, feet hip width apart, finding our four corners of our feet. Let's shift our weight into our left foot, prepare for tree. Right foot comes into the instep, the calf or the thigh. One more breath. Moving into a quad stretch from here. Let's bring the right heel towards the right bum. Right hand reaches back. Now we're going to try to reach for the big toe side of that foot, so thumb to the ceiling as we reach back for the big toe side of that right foot. Right, we're going to prepare for a chest opener in just a moment. So little quad stretch here. We can pull that foot in. Maybe tuck the tailbone, press the hips forward, stretch the front of that quadricep and hip flexor. And then grabbing that big toe side of that foot, preparing for dancer pose, press the foot into the hand, lift the heart up. If you move into king dancer, you can always take that left arm, reach it all the way up and behind, and maybe reach back for those toes, right? If that's part of your practice, you can flip it. Not there, we're just going to keep a hold of that toe with the right hand, left arm forward. So from here, we're going to step right back into a lunge. So we're going to ground down to that left foot, and we're going to allow that right foot to step back into a high lunge. Let's interlace our fingers and press our palms up towards the sky. Feel free to lift the heart. Keep the belly button pulled in and tailbone tucked under. Let's exhale the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. You can even separate those index fingers, press those down past the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades together, coming into a surfer pose or humble warrior, humble lunge. Belly button comes towards those thighs. Arms can reach up and over and behind. Nose can tuck towards your knee. For stability, back knee can drop or back heel can drop. Modify if you need to. Coming into our surfer pose. Release our hands down to the floor. We're going to shift the weight forward, lift the back leg up. So shift it forward, lift the back leg up, supported warrior 3. And both feet come together, forward fold. Little micro bend in the right knee. And switch, micro bend in the left knee. And square it off to the center, and gently come all the way to stand as we prepare for the other side. Still at the top of our mat, tree pose on the right. So shift the weight to the right, left foot comes into the instep, calf or thigh, pause and tree. And then moving into our quad stretch, let's bend that leg, bring the heel behind us. Again, maybe reaching for that big toe side of the foot or the top of the foot. Squeeze the knees together, press the hips forward, tuck that tailbone, really tap into the front of the quadricep. Just be mindful the knee doesn't splay out and behind. You want to try to bring those knees together, protect the joints. And then into our dancer pose, grabbing the big toe side of our foot. Right arm reaches forward, press the foot into the hand, lift the heart. And again, if you move into king dancer, feel free to take that arm all the way up and over, reaching for that back foot. One more breath, and then we'll shift into that lunge pose. So grounding down through that front foot, release the back leg, allow it to step all the way back, find your lunge. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Find your alignment, knit those ribs. Tailbone down to the ground, grounding through those feet, using your quads. Exhale as you bring the hands behind the back. And let's bring those hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, open the heart and the chest. As we move into that humble warrior or surfer pose, belly button to the thigh, arms can reach up and over, nose towards your knee. And then we'll bring our hands down towards the ground, shift the weight forward, lift the back leg up, toes pointed towards the ground. Supported warrior 3. And both feet together, forward fold. Slight micro bend in the right knee. And micro bend in the left knee. And come back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's step it back into our plank pose. Hold. Moving through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, and pause. And as always, you can take child's pose here if you want a little break. Let's go take a three-legged dog from here. Right leg lifts up. Bend the knee and open the hip. Create a little twist through the waist. Inhale, reach that right leg all the way up. Let's bring it forward for a warrior one. Right foot plants the ground, back heel plants down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up alongside the ears, allowing the shoulders to rest down. Warrior one. Let's interlace those fingers and press the palms up towards the sky, really opening up through the lymph nodes and through the chest. Take a deep inhale. Let's exhale, warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Taking it into reverse, right arm reaches up, left arm goes down the back leg or behind the waist. Really reach up and open through the rib cage, through the waist, through that right side body. Gentle reverse. Exhale, let's bring it back down to warrior two, preparing for triangle pose. Straightening that right front leg, reach those fingertips forward, shift the hips towards the back, and allow those hands to rotate for triangle pose. And from here, let's go ahead and bend that front leg, coming into a side angle. Bring that forearm to the thigh, and that arm's gonna stay reaching up towards the ceiling. We're gonna prepare for half moon here. So allow the hips to continue to drop down, getting our body a little closer to the earth in that extended side angle pose. Right hand is gonna come to the ground in front of that right foot. Left foot can come in as we shift the weight forward and lift the back leg up, half moon pose. So we're going to go back into our lunge from here. So bending that front knee, allow that back foot to come down. We're going to bring that left hand down to the ground. Hold in our lunge. Hands can come to the inside of that right foot. And then right arm is going to reach up, twisting our lunge into the other direction. Now you can stay right here if you like. Or we're going to bring that left foot in halfway for a twisted triangle. So bring that left foot in, explore twisted triangle. Front knee can stay bent, just check in with that IT band. Check in with how it feels to be twisted here. Then we can either stay right here or shift into a twisting half moon. So we're going to shift the weight forward into that front leg, lift the back leg up. This time right arm reaches up to the sky and we're in a twisted position. Left hand can stay down, hand can stay to your waist, or float up to the sky. Another breath. And we're going to go back into that twisted lunge, so bring that back foot back down. From here, we're going to meet in dog, but we can go through a side plank first, or find your way into dog and meet us there. Right foot's going to lift up, float back to meet the left, side plank. And then into our plank, both hands come down. Another breath. Through your chaturanga, through your upward facing dog, and meeting in downward facing dog. Let's take a good 3 to 4 breaths here. And then our left leg lifts up for a three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip, just do what you did on the other side. And let's bring that left foot forward for warrior one on the left. Plank the back heel down, arms lift up. And then when we're nice and steady, interlace those fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Open the heart space. Take an inhale, exhale, warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. And into reverse. Reach that arm up and back, right arm down the back leg or behind the waist. Coming back to our warrior two, prepping for triangle. Let's straighten that right front leg, reach the fingertips forward, shift the hips back, and then rotate those hands. Gaze can be at the horizon or up at your right fingertips or down at your left fingertips, your choice. Keeping the heart nice and open, the hips pressing forward. Let's exhale, bend that front leg, let the forearm rest on the thigh to start. Begin to sink those hips a little closer to the earth. Right, continue to open up through the heart space. Keep that right rib cage rolling back. A little side angle. And then prepping for our half moon. Right hand's going to come to the hip. Right, left hand's going to reach out in front of that left leg, lifting the back leg up, half moon pose. And going back into our lunge, bring that back leg down, hands come down, sink the hips nice and low. Adding our twisting lunge from here, opposite arm reaches up. Keep hugging that left knee in towards the midline, hips sinking to the earth. Twisted triangle from here, let's bring the back leg in, plant the feet, continue to open the heart to the left. And again, hands and legs can stay right here or shifting into our twisted half moon, shifting the weight forward, lifting the back leg up. We're going to go back into that twisted lunge, so bring the back foot down, keep that twist. And again, we're going to meet in dog or move through your side plank. Allow that left foot to go back to meet the right. Open to the side wall, side plank pose, strong core. And then into our plank. Through our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing and pause. And let's walk our hands back towards our feet, pausing in a forward fold at the back of our mat. And then we're going to separate our feet, turn our toes out, and bring our hips down into a little garland squat, malasana. Then we can just pause right here. We're going to engage our endocrine system by reaching those arms up. So left arm is going to go down to the ground, and right arm is going to reach up towards the sky, adding a twist. Reach up and twist. You can gaze up at those right fingertips if you like. And switching sides, right arm down, left arm up. And bring it back to the center. Let's keep those arms nice and wide, and just let the chin rest towards the chest. And we're going to bring our body back into a forward fold. So hands come back towards the ground. Hips are lifting up. Turn your toes forward. Pause in your ragdoll. We're going to walk those hands back out into dog. So hands walk forward, finding yourself back into your downward facing dog. We're going to move into a pigeon pose from here. So let's lift the right leg up for a three-legged dog. We're going to bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Allow that right foot to go across the body. Press into the floor and lift up into your hip opening stretch in pigeon. And then exhale, allow the body to come down, fold forward. Now you can hold right here in your pigeon pose, or if you want to add a little twist, we can twist towards that right knee. We can bring hands to heart center. Think of your thread the needle pose. So maybe we come down to that right ear and twist to the right. If that's too much, just bring the elbows back down or bring your forehead back down, right? You want this to feel good to your body. So maybe adding a little twist to our pigeon pose today. And again, we can always hold our pigeon right where we are. We can add a little quad stretch. So maybe bending that left heel towards the left bum. Maybe that right arm reaches back and pulls that heel in towards the glutes. Again, hips pressing towards the ground to tap into that quadricep. And slowly release. We're going to bring those that left leg around to the front of the mat. So allow your right hips to hit the ground. And let's bring that left foot all the way around to the front of the mat. As we come into Marichyasana, right foot plants to the ground, left hand reaches towards the left foot, and just pulling back on that right knee towards the right shoulder. If you want to go deeper, that right arm can reach in front. We can take the bind, or just reach that arm in front of the right knee and shin. And maybe we pause right here or explore our moonbird, our leg over shoulder, which we did in our hips and hamstrings class. Maybe that right leg comes up and over that right shoulder, hands come down, and we lift up off the mat for just a moment or two, a breath. And bring it back down. Let's plant that right foot to the inside of the left thigh, revolved head to knee. Or let's twist it. Let's just bring our left hand to our right knee and look over that right shoulder. Now from our twist, we're going to keep that left hand on that right knee. We're just going to take that right arm all the way up and over, reaching towards those left toes. If we need to release that left hand to the ground, feel free to do that. Or we're just taking a little bit deeper into that side bend. Maybe peeking underneath that right armpit. And slowly release. Let's straighten both legs. Pause for a forward fold. Find a little symmetry. And we're going to find our way back into dog and back into pigeon on the other side. So however you'd like to get there, you can come to all fours. You can move through vinyasa, or just find your way into dog. And left leg lifts up for our three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Do whatever feels good or whatever you did on the other side. Bring that left knee forward towards the left wrist this time. Walk the back leg back. Pause for our pigeon. Lifting with the heart. And then adding our fold. And then if we added the twist on the other side, once we're nice and comfortable in our pigeon, maybe we add the twist on this side too. Maybe prayer hands. Maybe arms extend, maybe one arm wraps behind our back, right ear to the floor, whatever feels good. Continue to breathe. And if we wanted to add the quadricep stretch on this side, maybe coming out of the twist, bending the back leg, hand can reach back, grabbing a hold of the foot, pull the heel towards the glutes. Again, find your quadricep on the right leg. And we'll slowly release and bring that back leg all the way around to the front. So allow your left hip to hit the ground, right arm comes all the way around, Marichiasana on the other side. Again, maybe just reaching for the toe, holding on to that left knee, or reaching that left arm in front of the knee, or even taking the bind, if that's part of your practice. And either holding here or maybe playing with Moonbird, bringing that leg up and over the shoulder, lifting up off the ground. And release, foot to the inner thigh as we twist, right hand to that left knee, look over that left shoulder. And then maybe adding that side bend as that left arm reaches all the way up and over, reaching towards those right toes, maybe peeking underneath the left armpit. And slowly release, both legs straight, coming into staff pose, forward fold once again. And slowly release. Let's come back onto all fours for a moment. We're going to move into a dolphin pose. So coming to all fours in the middle of your mat, we're going to lower down onto our elbows, bringing our fingertips to touch the opposite elbow in front of us to get a nice position, preparing for dolphin. And then with our elbows in place, rotating our hands away from us, making the top of a triangle, preparing for dolphin pose. So dolphin like down dog, but on our elbows and forearms. So be mindful the head stays off the mat as we're pressing our forearms into the ground to lift up and away. So always protecting the head and the neck. This is just going to help to stimulate those master glands, the pineal and the pituitary. So tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up, letting the head hang between those arms. We can pause in our dolphin pose here. We can even rock a little on our toes, rock forward and back. You can walk the feet a little closer, right? Find your perfect dolphin. Rock forward and back on those feet. Maybe a good 5 breaths here. And when you're ready, walking the feet back out, dropping the knees, returning to child's pose to come out of our dolphin. And we'll do that one more time, bringing up onto our forearms, tuck our toes under, lift our hips, dolphin. If you do like to stand on your forearms, maybe you explore a gentle lift of an opposite leg, preparing for those forearm stands. Or we're just holding our dolphin. Maybe walking your feet back out, pausing in our child's pose. From our child's, we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees. Let's bring our knees towards each other. So we can start right here for just a heel sitting pose. Or if you'd like to explore hero's pose, we're going to lift the hips up. We're just going to separate the feet ever so slightly so our hips can sit between them. So you might actually need to kind of pull the calf muscle out of the way and then allow your hips to sink back and maybe they settle in between your heels. If that's uncomfortable for your knees in any way, release this posture and come to a seated pose. We'll be there in a minute. So just pause in our hero's pose. Again, maybe those hips begin to sink towards the floor. You can always sit on a block here as well, lifting the hips a little higher off the ground. One more breath. And we're going to come to seated. So allow your body to come up, maybe cross the legs underneath you and come to a seated pose. So part of our immunity, we're going to rinse our lymph groins. So we're going to bring our body into half lotus. So we're going to lift our right leg up and we're going to bring the heel up towards the belly button, bring that foot across the body, and we're going to allow the top of that right foot to rest on the top of the left thigh. right? So maybe the sole of the foot begins to rotate. Be mindful the ankle isn't cocked or broken, right? But instead, from our shin to the top of our foot is in a nice straight line, right? Protecting our joints. Just pause here in half a lotus, right? Depending how much space we have in our hips. And we're going to incorporate our pranayama, our breath work, while we're sitting here in half lotus. So we're going to work the breath of fire, which is a great immune booster. So the breath of fire, or Kapalabhati, skull shining breath, is a strong exhale through the nose with the belly button snapping back, right? So we don't focus on the inhale, we just focus on the exhale. So hands can stay down or hands can reach up and overhead, whatever's most comfortable towards you. And we'll just take about 10 breaths. So just take about 10 exhales, breath of fire here. If that feels good, feel free to continue. Otherwise, maybe just pause in your half lotus. Maybe another set, maybe up to a few seconds. Slowly releasing, pause. And then let's bring our fingers in front of us, interlacing those fingers, holding those hands in front of our chest, and then just try to pull those arms away from each other, holding in front of our heart. And slowly release. And we're going to switch sides. So allow that leg to come to the floor. And we're going to bring the other leg up. So left heel comes up towards the belly button. Bring that left foot across. Bring it down on top of the right leg. Again, check in with the top of the foot, the ankle, the shin, sole of the foot beginning to point up towards the sky. Find ourselves in our half lotus pose. And I should have said this earlier, but if you do practice full lotus, you can do full lotus on each side. Sorry about that. And again, repeating that breath of fire. Arms can reach up or be out in front or wherever you were. Maybe taking a pause. And again, another round. Relax. Maybe hands interlace in front of the chest. Begin to pull them apart, hold. And slowly release. And untwist our legs. Let's just send them out into our staff pose, getting blood flow all the way to both toes. Allow your body to have a gentle forward fold. And we're going to release our body all the way down into bridge pose. So bending those legs, grabbing the backs of those thighs, and allow yourself to roll all the way down into bridge, or preparing for bridge. So let's bend the legs, feet hip width apart, knees up tall, palms down beside your hips. And just press the feet into the ground, lifting the hips up, really opening the chest, reversing those slouching actions that we do through the day and increasing our lung capacity. With all the forward bending, we want to open up to that hip space. Exhale and slowly bring the hips down to the earth. And again, let's lift up into bridge pose, feet down, hips up. And release it down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to open wide for a reclined bound angle pose, really opening through the hips. And again, if this is uncomfortable in any way, Feel free to modify. We can come back to this posture if you really like it after we finish our inversion. So gently allow the knees to come back towards each other and feet to reach up towards the sky for a gentle inversion, legs in the air pose. Hands can rest underneath the hips. So we want to begin to reverse the flow of the blood, right? Maybe our feet lift all the way up to the sky, preparing for that shoulder stand, right? Hands to the low back, opening up the nasal passages and improving the drainage. If you want to take those feet all the way overhead into plow pose, toes touching the ground up and over your head, hips still up high to the sky, opening up the muscles where that pressure is. And the muscles are nice and loose, the drainage becomes clearer. So facilitating that action with our body. You can feel free to hold your shoulder stand as long as you like. If you are in shoulder stand, maybe explore crossing the ankles and then lift the feet up a little higher, right? Hands press into the sacrum or into the back of the hips. Elbows squeeze a little closer together behind you, right? Press the hips forward and up. Maybe squeeze those inner thighs together, getting a little bit more lift out of the legs and out of the body. And then slowly, wherever you are, slowly rolling ourselves down. Knees can come towards your nose. Gently allow yourself to come all the way back down to the floor, preparing for our fish pose to help open the chest, the lungs, and the throat. So bringing those hands underneath the hips, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart up towards the sky, top of the head rests up and back, stimulating the thymus gland and helping to regulate the lymphatic system. So many of our yoga poses not only have physical benefits, but they have endocrine benefits as well. It taps into all of our systems, our circulatory systems. Even if you have just allergies, right? All of these movements help our body to just be better fighters against all of that. And slowly releasing out of your fish pose, right? Bringing the knees back into the chest, maybe a little left to right on the spine. Just take a gentle spinal twist here. So just allow the hips to lift up and over to the left side of your mat, knees to drop to the right side of your mat, gentle twist. So if anything we've learned during this time, that the most important things we can do is wash our hands and keep our hands away from our face and mouth. So just be very diligent for our immune system as we can help our bodies to be the best warriors they can be. Not introducing those types of germs into our body is a great defense against that. Let's gently take our twist to the other side. Bring the knees up, take the hips to the right side of your mat, knees to the left. Add the twist. We'll gently bring it back to the center, knees to chest. And again, as always, if there's any last little movement your body needs before relaxation, feel free to honor that. Maybe it's a happy baby or a twist or a back bend or an inversion. Whatever your body needs, feel free to take the time to honor that message. And then you can meet us in Shavasana. So finding our way into our relaxation pose, we're going to do one more exercise before we fully relax, a breathing exercise. So just allow your body to come all the way down to the floor and relax. Taking a few breaths here, maybe do a little survey head to toe, notice how you feel. So one of the great benefits of yoga is our lung capacity and using more of our lungs. Most people only breathe and use 1/3 of their lung capacity. Where in yoga, we really practice the belly breath and we practice increasing that volume. So to assist with that, we're going to do a 3-part yoga breath. So I want you to imagine your lungs divided into 3, 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. And as we breathe, we're going to pause at each of those spots. So take a deep inhale and exhale it out. And let's inhale only 1/3 and pause. Inhale 2/3 and pause. Inhale 3/3, pause all the way at the top, full as can be. And exhale it all the way out. And then again, inhale 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, hold it all the way at the top. Exhale it all the way out. And again, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, pause, and exhale. And if you enjoy that breath, maybe continue a few more rounds. When we increase our lung capacity, it helps to reduce stress, improve our immunity, makes us less susceptible to allergies and colds. So either continuing that 3-part yoga breath, or maybe just returning to an inhale and an exhale. And then whenever you're ready, returning to just your normal breath and allowing your body to just settle into the floor. And taking these last minutes of your class to just truly relax. If the recline bound angle felt good to you, maybe return to that as the beginning of your Shavasana to help continue that hip opener. If not, just allow everything to settle into the mat. Begin to let go of the muscles and the bones and the joints and the tension. Begin to clear your mind of distractions. Maybe even visualize your body fighting off those germs, those white blood cells traveling through your body. Our body is an amazing machine. And as long as we take care of it and we do our preventative maintenance and we service it when needed, it does its job and it does it well. But if we neglect it or don't give it what it needs, it begins to fail. Things begin to break, need replacing, needs servicing, needs extra attention. So take care of your body. It's the only one we get. Give it the right fuel. Give it the right maintenance. Keep it moving. Use it for its intended purpose. You will be surprised at how well it'll serve you. And let your body just relax. Let your mind to settle. Let your thoughts be still. Let your body be motionless. And we'll slowly begin to awaken the body, wiggling our fingers and our toes, maybe rocking your chin from shoulder to shoulder. And then gently rolling to your favorite side. Maybe keeping your eyes closed, using your hands, press yourself up to a seated position. And sitting up nice and tall. And big breath all the way in and release those fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. Let's exhale the hands behind the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and just open the heart. And returning back to the center, and bringing our hands to heart center. And I honor the place in you where the universe resides, that place of love, light, peace, and truth. And when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. Namaste.